Hello, everybody. Brian here from quantlabsnet.com. Just trying out this new streaming software called Streamlabs, and want to go over some interesting perspectives of .NET C Sharp, and trying to do an order book, a high-speed order book with a fancy Christmas light bid and ask order, red and white. Christmas season's coming up, so it's a good time to show this. Want to go over that, and plus my views on .NET coding. So let's check out that, and then yeah, I'll come back and give you what I think is going on. All right, so here you are. First, let me show you the command prompt here. Uh, Hopefully this will work. Of course not. Oh, so here we are in JetBrains Rider IDE. Okay, so this is starting up. I'm going to try it up, and of course, we got to get rid of a spreadsheet here. All right, so we will relaunch. This is available now for all my quant lead. This is not a full working demo at all, but it is an attempt via AI, and it works its best at all. So we're able to run this in a command prompt if we want. I could show that to you, but generally, let me pull that up if you want to see it. So just got to go to the appropriate directory here and give that a whirl. Not a big Windows. I'm just not the biggest fan. You know, when you get put on the Linux or the ability to run Python or even JavaScript, dare I say, um, it's just more luxurious to be able to sit there and say, okay, I like running it. But this is the bid ask spread. I could probably get rid of the flickerness. I could probably keep it all in line, blah, blah, blah. But you can see what it's trying to do. It's trying to run the bid, the ask with the depth, with the random buy sell signals happening. Okay, so you can see here it's saying it's gonna try to synchronize with this file here for Excel. So let me pull that up. Now, I'm by no means an expert in Excel, okay? We need to understand that, and I don't want to be. There's a reason why browsers were created, okay? I did put up a blog post on why I was trying to go this way, and it's all because of good old Rhythmic. Rhythmic has come back, giving me some better options with just streaming itself the um, within the API. So I'm going to try that next. But this to me is a kind of like an unnecessarily complicated way of doing things, as far as I'm concerned. It totally throws off the computer with this streaming, um, or not streaming, but processing. You know, we got this Streamlabs now running. There it is. So this is a spreadsheet we're trying to run live, and supposedly I could probably synchronize it live. We have here, and part of my notes, I have the ability to run this live um, with an add-in and VBA or VB, whatever. But there is a spreadsheet running, and it can synchronize something similar to what Rhythmic Trader Pro does. I mean, that's what started it. So, in a nutshell, that's what we're trying to do here. Doesn't work all that great. So let me just shut down this guy here and come back to our software so you can see me chat away. Okay. There. So as I said before, um, AI seems to be really built for JavaScript and Python. It seems to still lag behind .NET C Sharp stuff, especially with multi-files. I don't think it debugs very well. It's not intelligent enough, but if you keep it all in one file, like a Python or a JavaScript file, you're better to do that from my experience. Otherwise, it becomes a complete mess. You just go around in circles, and the memory of what uh, the Claude's trying to remember from the original code base doesn't work. So if you start to get really outgrow it the way I do it, it gets really messy. The only way I could see it working is with something I've shown before, Windsurf in an IDE. As far as I know, it doesn't work all that well with Visual Studio. I think personally, Microsoft does that on purpose so that you're only going to use Copilot. So the only better option is to work with that IDE. I'd show the JetBrains Rider for .NET stuff. Windsurf works kind of well with JavaScript, C Sharp, C Lion, and PyCharm in JetBrains. And you could probably build out a complete project with multi-files with Windsurf and use Claude 4.5 for that, and that's probably a good option. You can also debug it if you get the paid subscription with Windsurf, but again, be whatever model you use, you're going to pay. Especially if it's Claude 4 plus 4.5, you're going to pay. So that's my experience. I'm just not a fan of how Visual Studio has evolved into just a multi-file, multi-bloated piece of, I don't know. It just doesn't work as well as it used to back in 2015. Yeah, I know I'm showing my age. That's okay. I just find it very you will go around in cycles just uh wasting time and money as well. Wouldn't recommend it. But if you're going to try to do that, you might go with the Windsurf, as I said, and maybe a JetBrains IDE. Now, I've tried to use the Visual Studio 22, 20, 26. Horrible. I'm never really get wrap my head around VS Code. One day I may come around and figure it all out if I take a proper course on it or something. From just the way I've worked with, from Eclipse to some other older IDEs, this just doesn't work for me as is under Microsoft. Don't ask me why, but I just seem to have better, faster response time with JetBrains IDEs. That's just my opinion. Okay. IDE, again, from the AI perspective, try to keep everything in one file. And I'm trying to keep everything in JavaScript or Python in one file, one script. You can kind of get away with C++ in one file as well. That seems to work okay. So where am I going with what I just tried to do with the order book and the Rhythmic? So as I said, Rhythmic's kind of come back with better support to hopefully get me to the path that I want to go with pure streaming, pure being able to download data files with, let's say, C Sharp in a console app. That works fine. Or with a C++ console app, that works too. Trying to do this with a front end with C++ probably is not a wise option as it stands. If you're going to try to bring in a front end, just try to keep everything in a front end with Python. It seems to work great with Streamlit. I've shown in the last few videos with the needs of the trading. You could do this with any platform. I'm using MotoWave. That can run on Linux and Mac, whereas if you're going to do something like Quant Tower, which a lot of the future brokers seem to prefer, you're stuck on Windows. So still seems to be a pretty good platform. I'm not really played with it a lot, but it looks kind of cool. So as for me, as I said before, from the programming standpoint, there's a reason why I'm using API because with the creating platforms, you're really limited, and I just don't want to have that on my. Uh, I just find it's too restricting. Anyways, so as it says at the top there, if you want to get a free ebook on the HFT infrastructure, what a lot of HFT shops use, I have an ebook there. There's a link if you want to get it. I'll put it in the description as well. We're going to be moving fast and furious once I can get past the streaming stuff, hopefully in C++. with the Rhythmic. I've talked about that in my last live, uh, almost 3 hour, 2.5 hour stream. That's why I've got streaming software now to do the demos and do the streaming. I can also do it across Facebook, TikTok, whatever else as well. I can get that all set up in X as well. So as it stands right now, that's what I'm trying to do. And the next step is with Rhythmic, it's easier. If I want to go with a Diamond API, I can now go true HFT, ultra low latency, with the current coding that I may have. There's obviously more enhancements with the Diamond API, but that's way down the road. If I get even there yet, get profitable strategies. But I'm willing to go down that road, get co-located in something like a CME Aurora data warehouse or data center. So there's some big goals there, but you got to have some big capital, and that's why I'm saying that could be long days away as well. So that's what we're trying to do. As I said, if you got my email yesterday, do expect to pay for my quant lead quite more expensive now. There's a reason for that. It's because I'm probably one of the only guys talking about the API via Rhythmic. As I said before, I'm not allowed to talk about the Rhythmic uh, API itself, or there's tons of videos on the Trader Pro, so you can always watch those with the Rhythmic Trader Pro, Rhythmic Trader. I can talk about it, obviously, but I'm not going to reveal the coding secrets or any of the API stuff. It's just I can't do it. It's against my terms of service. So therefore, I'm one of the only people actually kind of talking about, but can talk about it as best as I can. Okay, so there's probably some workarounds I can uh, in my coding that will not uh, go against the terms of service. But right now, I'm just leaving it as is to talk about it and maybe show some of the output of it. Um, but we'll see how it goes. But I try to do the order book. I try to do the high speed, kind of with C sharp. I'm not happy with it, but it's available or will be available for all my quant leaf. They want to play around and have us play around with the add-in and get it synchronized and stuff. We'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching. And make sure you get yourself the free ebook or whatever else you want to get out of me. I'll be doing the live streams now Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for now. Okay. We'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching. And hopefully, we have some cool effects for it. Over and out. Have a good day. And we shall talk to you soon.